smoking stuff that I didn't buy. I didn't put it on the smoke. Wasn't even anything there. My girl hid the smoke, which I don't blame her. I didn't put in on this, man. So I just finished 1,000 squats in about an hour and 40 minutes. And it's like the feeling you get when you're at this high frequency, when you address your problems, when you are that person that you know has endless possibilities, when you know your capabilities, you address yourself at that low frequency, and when you're average just like everybody else, you say, I can't do that, you know what I'm saying? I can't. But you address yourself in that frequency of high frequency, the flow state where you can do anything. Chloe. Come on. If you can state your problem and then go off and do something difficult, get your blood oxidation up, heavy breathing, and then come back to address that problem as your higher self, because that motherfucker can accomplish anything. Go to the gym and hit an arm workout like crazy. Or just hit high volume like I did right now. I feel better. I feel good. And I was thinking while I was doing it, I was like, that makes the most sense. Like you hang around people that are average, that identify you with your past self. That might be your best friend or your father or your girlfriend, anybody. That's why it might be the toughest thing to cut that person loose. Because they say, oh, well, you always quit your job. You never finish school. You know that you're not going to do that, right? When they have that attitude towards you, you need to get them out of your life. Because that's a evil. Regardless of if that person is evil, they are in a low frequency, allowing a low vibration, allowing the devil, call it what you will, to influence them. Because that's what the devil did to Eve. That's what he does to us. Is he reveals your past and says, well, you made this mistake, right? You did this messed up decision, right? So you're not in the grace of God. Telling you lies that you're inadequate, unworthy. Chloe, what are you doing? Come here. Chloe. Good baby, lay down. Yeah, I figured. But that's what the devil does, man. Not saying that a person is necessarily evil. Just saying that they're not in a good mind frame. To be talking bad about somebody already is a bad, that means you're in a low vibration. If you're reading YouTube comments and you're connecting with some of the stuff that's negative people are saying, it's because you're in a low vibration. And that's all. I'm not saying a person is evil, but when they are telling you something like this, that's a limiting belief system. Because you say, no, 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 that I may have done that in my past, but I'm changing. Even if you look insane, because I think that's the main thing is people look at me and they say, well, you listen to this stuff, you're not getting anywhere, you have no results. Well, okay, you're listening to crap music instead. You're listening to movies that show you violence and sex and all this junk. And you're following an agenda, living paycheck to paycheck. You're just like me. You're just one step away from me. Anyway. But there are those who are doing better than me. Those are the people you should listen to. That actually have more than you, right? Have that emergency fund. Have those investments. Have a portfolio. Have a skill, a trade, and our creative artworks. You know what I'm saying? All the bases. You got to be on all four fronts. The financial, faith, and fitness. Because your kids are going to pinpoint all your crap, or anybody that you talk to is going to point out anything that's wrong with you. If you're talking about money, well, motherfucker, you eat cheeseburgers all the time and you look like crap. You know, they're going to find that about you. It's just, it doesn't matter. Like, they're going to pinpoint whatever about you and say, well, you do this fucked up thing. So kids fail to listen to their parents, but they never fail to emulate. A lot of the way I am is from my parents, good and bad. So I was thinking, like, what if I had a kid and the question was, are they going to listen to me or not? It was like, I'd have to be undeniable. But then why would it take having a kid to be undeniable? You know what I'm saying? I'd have to be physically fit, look better than everybody else's dad. You know, I'd have to have more money, at least the supplies. If I have a son, I don't want to supply everything to him, but I'm going to say, hey, what I require of you is you need to give me push-ups, you need to walk a certain amount of steps, you need to do your chores, and you need to write a book report, you know? And if they see me learning, reading myself, and going to work, and driving a car or a truck that is suitable, you know, and they can say, well, you know, my dad is smart, he works hard every day, he exercises every day, he reads every day, and he has what I want. So when a kid says, hey, can I go on this trip with you? Hey, can I have this? I can say no. Where? Because you didn't give me your book report. You didn't give me your exercise. You didn't do your chores. You know, any of that. Like, I have to be undeniable to a degree where they want what I have. And if I'm doing better, and this isn't, because I've never cared about money, but if I'm doing better physically, if I'm doing better financially, if I'm doing better psychologically to where I can handle stress and I'm not prone to anger, right? I have to be that person to where my kid can say, well, my dad looks better than them. My dad can do more than them physically and financially, you know. You don't see these type of problems that your friends are having. That's who I would want to be. You know, and I would want to tell my kid, you do these things, but I would try to make it to where I'm influencing them, encourageable to them, to want to do these things as well because, hey, dad, he reads, he writes, he exercises, he goes to work, he does all these things, and he looks like he's doing okay, you know, or at least better than the other people. Because what's common? Common humans don't have um, an emergency savings or investment portfolio really that is substantial or doing well, or a second, third, fourth, fifth source of income, or working a full-time, part-time, and doing your own business online, or being creative and making art, videos, literal painting, whatever, you know. There's room for creativity as well, but I don't know. I was just thinking, like, if I had a kid, I would say I don't really care about, you know, I don't care about anything else than numbers. Like I want these things from you, and like whether you're happy or sad. I think that that's what I would try to instill in my kids. Not saying that I don't care about or wouldn't care about what their feelings are or what they think or how they how they feel or whatever. It would just be that, look, man, happy or sad, we got to get this done. Because look, I got to pay these bills. It's X amount of dollars for me to pay rent and to make these things happen and to take care of you and get you the things you like and take care of these animals that you enjoy the company of. Like, that takes work, and I need help, bro. Like, are you able to help me with these thousands of dollars that I need? The kid would say no, and I would say, well, I need you to help me with a little bit of peace, then, brother. I need you to make things go a little bit smoother here, so that I can focus and secure these things for you. And so on the sixth, we have 6 days where we exercise, we do chores, and we do our learning, and then they're going to see me working, exercising, and doing my reading. And then if they don't listen, at least I can say, okay, whenever I do something cool, go on a cruise, go on a hunting trip, whatever I'm going to do, they can say, oh, hey, can I go with you? And I'd be like, well, no. Like, you didn't give me the reports I wanted. You didn't do the exercise. You didn't do your chores. You know, and that's how you get it. For anybody that you're trying to encourage or influence or anything like that, you can't just tell people this is how you do it or give your opinion because they didn't ask for it. That's something that I'm trying to learn myself. I'm trying to instill in myself that keep my mouth shut on my opinion. Because I was thinking about this homeless man, like this dude who I saw when I first came back to San Antonio. He gave me all this good insight, but I couldn't help myself because I'm a empathetic, I'm not really judgmental of people, but I couldn't help but think like this is great, but like you're homeless, man, so how much can I really learn from you? And so I was thinking like all these times, and I still do it, and I'm trying not to, but like I'll tell my girlfriend something or my friends or my dad. I'm telling them all this stuff like, oh, I'm so smart, I have all this knowledge, but it's like they're not going to help but think, but you're broke, but you have no car, you have no results. You know what I'm saying? You're not even happy. They all know I'm living a lie. They know. So it's like you gotta do something that other people can look at and commend you and kind of look up at you at that regard. And at the very least, to my dad, he looks up to me for my fitness, even though I'm not financially secure. Because then he would really like listen to me if I had results, right? If I was helping him out, if I was lending him money, you know. And so that's just the way it is. Rule number one is you got to get a lot of money because people listen to you when you have a lot of money, or at least more money than them. They'll listen to you, and that's just the way it is. Then you get physically fit, right? I've been focusing on working out every single day just because that's the only thing I got. It's the only thing and I don't know why, but it makes me feel content. That contentment I was talking about before. Like, there's people that are living on the beach and they're content. There's people that are living in the high rise and they're not content. You know? And exercise makes me content. But then it's like, is it really your priority? Because your priorities you're supposed to do prior. And would I do my exercises before school, before work? Well, then it really wasn't a priority to me. And then maybe you need to reorganize your priorities. Because if you all you care about is exercise, but you're not even waking up early enough to do that first thing in the morning, and then you're neglecting education, you're neglecting uh, going to work and getting a paycheck, well, then your priorities are mixed. Your priorities are twisted. If you're over here concerned about recreational things or hobbies and it's taking over and the pillars start tilting and you need to lean in on the finances, it's not going to be picture perfect all the time to where you wake up early, you do your exercise, and everything's not going to always go your way. You have to be able to pivot and it just, put all your energy in on one of those pillars. Is it your fitness? Is it your finance? Or is it your family? Family time. Frankly, I've known for a while that the pillar is tilting to where it's got to be financial. I've been focusing on the fitness for like 2-3 years. And if anything, it's that discipline to where I know I'm not going to miss more than 2 days of that, right? And I should have the same confidence financially to where if my roommate says, hey, I need X amount of dollars for rent, boom, no question. Phone bills due, boom, no question. Oh, go out to dinner with my family, I'll take care of the whole bill, no worries. That's the type of position I want to be in, right? And so you might need to maintenance the other two, the fitness, your family time, on a lower scale, but the finance you need to go all in on. Or are you going to maintenance the finance, and then go all in on your fitness? Because you really have to make a choice. You can divvy it up so you do both things. And for me personally, I think I just have to have two focuses, finance and fitness. I don't have a family right now. Mom and dad, sisters and cousins and all, that's family, but it's not your family. I don't have a wife. I don't have kids. So it's like the finance and the fitness should really be priority. But there you go. It's like I say that I don't care about anything other than fitness, but it's not your priority. In fact, it's selfish to a degree because you would do it prior, before everything. You would wake up early and do it first thing in the morning, very first thing, instead of right now where it's dark outside. Like I just finished, a little while ago, 30 minutes ago. And I feel good about myself, right? But I still got dishes to do. The dishes, the litter, and the trash. That's my chores. And that's been my thing for like the last year solid at least. Year, 2 years. My main thing is, push-ups and dishes, litter, trash. My chores. And it's such a small thing, but it's the only thing that I've maintained. And that's got to account for something. The other perspective is, all you've done is your push-ups and your fucking dishes. And that's true, because it's like you should be doing more. And the comfort, the shielding, the sheltering of me, because you got to be competitive. And staying in the house all day doesn't make you competitive. You're not out there in the world, right? And you have to move with a sense of urgency. You don't have time to lollygag, right? You don't have time to just, Doop-de-doo, I'll get my 1,000 push-ups in, but I'll finish at 7 p.m. No, hell no. You wake up at 4:30 a.m. and you finish by 6:30 a.m. So by 7 a.m. you're showered, you're ready to go and fucking go to work and make some money. Because the word of the day is money, regardless. You know, be a Christian, be whatever. You can be a Christian man and still need funding, and you'll go ask that person that you don't agree with that for money because that's what you need in this world. You may not even like that person so much, but if they have it, and you're in their good light, you might not hesitate if you're in a spot to ask them for it. So right, wrong, everyone's gonna judge. But if you had the money, what does it matter? Because they're gonna talk shit when you're poor, like I know they do now. And they're going to talk shit when I'm making it and I'm rich. You're already rich, you just haven't acquired the money. What the hell? Come here. Come here. I was thinking today, I don't think this cat's eating, man. The cat needs to eat. But, we're watching someone's cat. Yeah, man, I don't know. Just thinking. Just thinking, man. That's all. I'm not going to press too much into it, but, yeah, man, just have to be undeniable. And stop giving people my opinion. You know, if they don't ask for it, then, you know, because then they'll really care. Like, oh, what do you think about this? And I'll be like, well, this is what I feel. Then they'll really care about. But if I'm over here saying, you know, it's like this, and that person over there is like this, well, then they're not gonna listen. You know, they didn't ask for my opinion.